Now to a dramatic day in court in the University of Idaho murder case. As the victims' families looked on, Bryan Kohberger pleaded guilty yesterday to killing 4 students. He will spend the rest of his life in prison as part of a plea deal that includes no death penalty. But there is still a lot we don't know. For example, his motive. Carter Evans was in the court in Boise and joins us now. Carter, good morning.
Vlad, good morning. Throughout the hearing, Bryan Kohberger did not appear to look at the victims' families or even his own parents who were sitting in the front row. And when asked if he murdered the 4 University of Idaho students, he answered with a firm and clear yes. But as the judge read the names of each of his victims and Kohberger said he was guilty of the murders, the families were visibly emotional in the courtroom.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
30-year-old Bryan Kohberger showed no emotion in a Boise courtroom Wednesday as the former criminology student pleaded guilty to all charges against him, including 4 counts of murder for the stabbing deaths of Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin.
Did you, on November 13th, 2022, enter the residence at 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho, with the intent to commit the felony crime of murder?
Yes.
As part of the plea agreement, Kohberger will serve 4 consecutive life sentences and waived his right to appeal. It's the culmination of what's been a heartbreaking 2.5 years for the families of the victims. Steve Gonsalves, Kaylee's father, wanted Kohberger to face the death penalty. You don't think 4 life sentences is justice?
No, of course not. It's daycare. Prison is daycare, people.
Why do you want this to go to trial?
Because then my peers, this community, will decide that he's guilty.
After the hearing, Kaylee's mother, Christy, seemed defeated.
How are you feeling?
Kohberger's sentencing is scheduled for later this month and will likely include victims' family statements. CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson.
When the victims' families speak, I think that will be an extremely emotional moment in the courtroom. I think it will feel charged. Some of the victims' families feel like the prosecution didn't do justice for their family members, and that may come out in some of the statements as well.
But other family members say they're satisfied with the plea deal, including the mother and stepfather of Madison Mogen. They issued a statement through their attorney.
We now embark on a new path. We turn from tragedy and mourning. We turn from darkness and uncertainty of the legal process to the light of the future. We have closure.
Now, the judge apologized to the families of the victims for scheduling yesterday's hearing with such short notice, and he also said his office had been swamped by calls from members of the public trying to sway his opinion on the case, which he called highly inappropriate. Kohberger is back in court on July 23rd to be formally sentenced. Nancy?
Hard to hear from the families of those victims, though. Carter, thank you very much.